म्हणजे त्याच्यामध्ये वेळेवर आणि गरम जेवलं पाहिजे.
आवाज करू नका. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello, Suchita. How are you? I'm well, thank you. Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. After seeing
Good.
you, I'm more than happy.
Thank you. How many people are going to join us, do you think?
From my team, 23, not less
Gosh.
than 23.
Yeah.
And from Manjusha's
Amazing.
team, I don't know the exact number.
Oh, gosh. So what stage are you at now? Or are you going to tell me later when you start?
Yes, I'll be sharing it with you.
Yeah. Okay. So I've got, I can stay for 40 minutes, as you said. And, yeah.
This is a recurring meeting, so if we fell short of time, we can just log in the credential, the
I
same
see.
credentials.
I see. I see. Nice to see everyone. Hello. Hello. Hi.
We will wait for 1 minute and then we will start. May I ask the mentors to please call their mentees so that they will join us. Yes, sir. Shall we start now? They will be joining.
Sure.
I don't know how much time they will take, but Zoom has a restricted timeline for this.
Ah, okay.
Yes. So welcome and namaste, Richard sir from India. Can you hear
Namaste.
me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So welcome all to this session. Today, the Richard Smith sir would be addressing us, and the today's plan is firstly, Dr. Richard Smith sir would like to know the progress of EMAR 2020 Maharashtra. After that, we will be discussing about your challenges as well as he will be asking us or guiding us. So this is the plan for today's session, and Dr. Richard Smith sir needs no introduction as such because we all know and we were all waiting for him. So I don't take much time to introduce him, but he's the leading person, leading mentor in this research field. And I'm very happy to have him on this platform today, just for us, just for us. So thank you very much, sir, for inviting the invitation and being over here. Let me start with the progress of EMAR Maharashtra 2020. Here I could see Manjusha. No, she's not here. Okay. So EMAR Maharashtra 2020, at my team, I have 24 mentors plus mentees in total. I'll be sharing the details very shortly. And right now, my team, they have almost done their data collection almost done their data analysis and now struggling with the statement, to frame the statement for action planning. Before that, I would like to share you that data analysis and data collection was it took too much time because we had explored the subject from three angles, at least three angles: others' perception, own perception, and the learner's perception. So it took a lot of time for these mentors plus mentees. Along with that, I had recommended them to read, I had asked them to read the resources prior, before they draft or make or frame their action plan statement. I want them to explore the topic in various angles. Though they had explored or collected the data in the three perceptions, others' perception, own perception, and the learner's perception. But along with that, I want them to read the resources available on Google or in PDF forms or in book. So it took a long for them, and I'm happy that they are doing it well. Yes, so that is the progress from my side. Yes, sir, over to you.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Suchita, telling me the stage that you're at. So, what would you like me to say or do to help you?
Okay, most of my participants, they are struggling with data analysis. They had almost done the data collection, but the data analysis, there are few questions I had collected. I would like to show you very shortly. But the data analysis had shown them the different, they got the different types of data. It is diverse data, and they are struggling in a dilemma that which data they have to consider, and if they consider the data which is popularly been the number is huge for some data, like 15 learners were there, and out of 15, 12 learners have shown interest in plan A. But what about the 3 learners? As a teacher, they are in a dilemma whether they plan 2 action plans, one action plan for 12 learners and the other action plan for the 3 learners, which would be left otherwise. So such types of such type of queries were there, and they are totally valid. I think as a teacher, it's our responsibility to cater the needs of every child. So there were few other queries from their side. So if you allow me, I could share you the screen where their action plans, their topics are there. Yes, sir, over to you.
Okay, so I can't see your screen, Suchita, but you'll try to share that. Oh, now I think we can begin to see that.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned 2 problems, and one might be that you have so much information. Let me talk about that a little bit. It's true. You maybe you get a lot of information. The most important thing for you as teachers is to think, what have I learned from this? What is new for me? What is important for me from the information? Please don't feel overwhelmed by information, because information is sometimes not very interesting. What's important is for you as a teacher to think, what am I learning from this? Especially in relation to your questions, your research questions. So if you feel the data is too much, just remind yourself of your research questions and ask yourself each question. So what can I say? What's the answer to my question based on what I have got, the data I have got? So that's the first query, isn't it? The teacher couldn't decide which data is useful and which should be kept aside. You need to be thinking about overall conclusions. Of course, the more you ask, the more you find out about what's going on in your classrooms. The more you find out of different perspectives from students. Maybe some of you have asked another teacher to look at your classroom. Usually, we only see things from our own perspective, but you're beginning to see things from many different perspectives. Well, when you start to do that, of course, you recognize more than before how diverse students are, how they're different in many ways. But as a teacher, we're always having to make compromises. We can't satisfy every single perspective. We've got to make some decisions, and if, for example, 12 of your students are saying one thing, but 3 of them are saying something different, you've probably got to go with the 12 for your overall plan. Bearing in mind that there are 3 students maybe who will not be so satisfied. But at least now you know that fact, because before you always go ahead and make change. Do actions as teachers. We're always making things, making actions or making changes, without really realizing perhaps so much that some of the students are not going to find it beneficial. So one thing you can do is to tell the students what you have discovered. I find that students like this. They like it when the teacher asks them what they think about something. They also like it when the teacher tells them what they have found. And you can say, well, 12 of you said this, but 3 of you said this. So I'm going to do this. My action plan is this, but I know that some of you will not find that so good. So I'm still going to listen carefully to what you have to say, and especially those of you who don't agree with this. I would suggest that when you go into your action, that you continue to ask feedback, continue to get feedback, and in that way you can at least hear what those 3 are saying about it, and you can maybe take it into account in some way. But basically, nothing is ever perfect for everybody, and we've just got to make some decisions about what to do. But I think the situation you are in now it may be more confusing, but it's better than before, because before you may have been in a kind of blissful ignorance. It's almost when things are simple, you kind of can be happier. So I'm sorry if this research has made you feel a bit sad or depressed, but confusion is not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's a step on the way to understanding better. In fact, it reflects the fact that you are understanding better the many different perspectives.
In fact, they enjoyed this journey so much, and they're very enthusiastic to tell you the journey.
Yes, please. Over to you then. And I can see Mariana's here as well. It's nice to see you, Mariana. And Manjusha, I think. Hi.
Hello, Richard. Hello, everyone. I hope I just joined before going back to work. I hope you enjoy this wonderful opportunity Richard is offering all of you.
Thanks. So
lovely as usual. Have a wonderful webinar. Sorry for interrupting you, Richard.
No, nice to see you. And so I would like to hear from the teacher. But how many actions can a teacher plan in his or her action plan? Well, again, you have many, just like you have many problems, many issues, and Suchita and Manjusha helped you, and Manju and Mariana and Ruben helped you to narrow down to just focus on one issue. Of course, all of those other issues are important, but we have to concentrate on one thing at a time. And it's the same with actions. I think there are many different possible things that you could do, but just try to focus on one thing at a time. And it's not the end, because you can always go and do another thing in the future. So I'd try to narrow down so that you know one thing. I've already shared some do's and don'ts, I guess. Don't get too lost with your data. Just focus on what you are, the main things that you're learning that are important for you, for your students, in relation to your questions, and make a plan. Make some kind of plan, which reflects what you found. So the thing is, you've learned something. You could continue just learning more. You don't have to go and do action. Some teachers just decide they want to explore more, or some teachers even say, well, actually, things have changed now because I've been asking the students their feedback. Maybe I don't need to do anything new because the situation has changed. So that's number 3. Number 4, reflections with the majority of data. Yes, I think I've sort of talked a little bit about that. Just acknowledge that to the students, that this will not satisfy all of you, but I'm trying my best, and I still want to get your feedback. And if you don't like it, tell me why, and keep on getting the feedback from students.
I had suggested them to do 2 plans. I had suggested them to do the 2 plans, one for the majority of the learners, which the data had directed you, and the other one for the children who would be left over.
So, Suchita, I'm not saying that's a bad idea. It's a very good idea if you can do that. That's called differentiating your teaching. So doing one thing for some students, doing something else for other students. It's a good idea, but the problem is if you've got a large class. If you've got a small class, maybe you have more time, more ability to do that. With our approach to teacher research, exploratory action research, it's always to not make it too much of a burden for teachers to do more, but to always think of it as something which is helping you. So if you feel that is possible, I think that's ideal, what you're suggesting. But if it is not possible, don't be guilty. Don't feel guilty about it.
That was the feeling.
Yeah.
The sad feeling, the guilty feeling that is overwhelming the teachers.
Yeah,
it's a good
exactly.
sign. It's a good sign. So I said them, it's okay if they can plan B, 2 plans, and they can execute it. So that's all I can do.
Yes. And of course, this is all voluntary. So, I mean, it's amazing that you're all doing this, and I hope it's not been too much extra burden. But I hope you find, even if it is more work than normal, that it is helping you so much that you feel it's been worthwhile, because that's what I hope. It'd be quite interesting to hear from some teachers what you've been doing and how you've learned from it.
Okay. Yes, please turn on your cameras so that we could see you, and anybody who would like to share their learnings or the journey so far, I welcome them. Yes, anybody.
May I, ma'am?
Yes, please.
Sudarshana.
Yes, please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello.
I'm Sudarshana Shirude from Thane, and I'm working as a mentor as well as mentee also. To be the part of EMAR project is an opportunity for me to enhance my CPD. And from starting at every step, gradually I'm developing my mentoring skills. And I want to mention here the skills that is a responsibility for others, or consistency in communicating with mentees or other teachers, and also show enthusiasm while doing any work or at any step. Also positive attitude. I have developed these skills, and also I'm learning many things onwards also. Chaya Hande is my mentee, and we both are doing well with her challenging topic. That her topic is a multi-grade classroom. And in this way, I'm learning as a mentor, as well as I'm learning many things as a mentee also. Here, I like to mention most that I have learned how to explore my success or how to explore my failure also. Before that, I never have that vision or that view. But now I have a different view or different vision towards my success or towards my failure. And I'm very happy to say that I'm enjoying each and every step, each and every turn of this process. Thanks a lot.
I'm glad to hear it, Sudarshana. Thanks for sharing that. And it's nice to hear that you have managed to explore success and not only problems and failures, because that's what we like to think about, positive going forward in such a difficult time that we're all having. There are some things which are positive, and it's important, I think, for our well-being that we remember those positive things that are happening, that teachers are being so creative and so resourceful in trying to still be teaching, keep teaching their learners. Thanks to Jashana. Thank you for sharing that.
I forget to tell you one thing, Richard sir. My team meets every day for 1.5 hours daily, and we discuss. We just pester each other with our queries, our challenges, and the ideas, how to plan better. And literally, it's too much time consuming and disturbing our families too. But on daily basis, we do it and we enjoy it. This process is
we are enjoying it.
But I mean, 1.5 hours every day is amazing that you do that.
Every day at 9 we meet, and the meeting goes up to 10:30 or 10:45.
Yeah, what do your husbands and children think about that? But anyway, maybe you are becoming a better person.
Stop arguing now. No, sir. The first thing is that we cater the needs. We had the responsibilities had been shouldered or been taken care of. And after 9, this is the rule of this group that after having fulfilled the needs of the family, we would be meeting. And not everyone joins the meeting. It's openly, so anybody can come in and go, but it goes on. Sometimes in my absence also, these people lead the group.
I'd love to drop in sometime and just be part of it and chat with you. Not to be the expert, but just to. Some people told me that their relationship with their partner became better because they are listening more carefully, and they're asking them questions better. So hopefully it has that effect. Minisha wanted to say something, I think. Minisha?
Yes, sir.
Did you want to share?
Sir.
Hello.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Sir, actually, this research developed my point of view first towards any problem which we face always in our classroom.
Yeah.
And this exploratory research is milestone in my teaching profession.
Yeah.
Because it improves my teaching ability. And when I understand also that when we considered about perception of teachers, parents, and students, we can get appropriate solutions over any classroom issue. It's my experience. And finally, I would like to say that this research process has given me, means all our team, a scientific method to solve any classroom issues as well as any family issue also, because narrowing down the topic, data collection, analysis, reflection, action plan. These steps are very necessary to solve any problem, which is maybe in the class or maybe in family life. And I think both issues are important as a human being. And this is benefit from this research system.
Well, that's great to hear.
Thank you.
Manisha. Thank you. I agree with you, and I also think, yeah, as you say, in life, with problems, it is better to explore, and sometimes we often jump in too quickly, and advise or tell people what they should do. And I'm not always perfect at exploring. You know, we are still human beings, and we tell our children they should do that and they shouldn't do that. Still, it's as you said, it's maybe extends beyond the classroom. But I'm very glad to hear that you feel more empowered to solve, to not always solve, because it's very difficult to solve problems. But I think what we can do is understand the situation better. And in many ways, if we understand the situation better, that improves the situation. I won't say just by that. You don't always have to go and act and do something new. If you're understanding something better, it helps you to feel that things are more under control, cognitively.
Yes.
Even if you are not controlling it physically or whatever. And that can help you as a teacher to feel more I don't mean in control, but in a good place, good for your well-being. I hope so. I think, yeah, I'm very happy to hear that, and I'm sure it's because Suchita and Manjusha have been mentoring you very, very well with Mariana and Ruben, and I do think that that's very great thing that you can learn from this, a new way of thinking about teaching based on your experience. Yes. Ajita, yes.
Yes, sir. Namaste, sir. I'm Ajita from Pune. This EMAR research made us really very introvert. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. And this journey was really full of thrills because this pandemic condition is all over world is facing this challenge. The same we are also facing it. But this pandemic made us learn many things about the action research. Actually, we are having so many misunderstandings about the action research process. But this exploratory action research made us quite relaxed. And with that relaxed mind, we have taken many decisions, many research programs, many research plans, and by this side, we are developing our mentoring skills also. The very first thing I want to mention you, as you said earlier, that I just developed my listening ability because I am not quite patient before this research process, but this research process made me little bit patient because I had to work with my mentees also. So I have 3 mentees in my group, and the way we are arranging daily Zoom meetings, the same way we are having weekly or twice in a week Zoom meetings with my mentees too. So this makes me a very different person. I found my own personality with the help of this research. So very, very thank you for that. And second thing I just want to mention you, though it is very challenging in this condition, as we are discussing the research programs during the pandemic condition. Everyone is getting stuck with the problems, how we are going to connect, how we are going to communicate. So as Suchita ma'am suggested us, we are having 2 action plans, one for the positive responses, and the other one is for those with whom we can't communicate. So yes, our action research is really, really exploratory one. So let me see now, which I have forgotten. No, that much. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Ajita. Yes, I'm very happy to hear that this is useful for you in this very difficult situation as well, because we sometimes get too overwhelmed by the difficulties, the stress, and the problems that we're facing. And I'm glad to hear it helps you to step back a little bit from that and find ways forward, which, as I said, we can't solve all the problems, but we can start to address them. And I understand better why Suchitra is recommending different plans. Yeah, because you have different kinds of groups of students, for example. Some who you can reach through who have mobile phone, or they have some connection, internet, and of course others don't at all, do they? So sometimes you do really need to have different approaches.
And
Thank you for sharing.
one more. One
You're not audible, Ajita. You're
hello.
not audible.
thing I want to mention, this research made us more familiar and
We can't hear you properly, Ajita. Can you use the chat box instead?
yeah.
Thank you, Ajita. Thank you.
So we have 9 minutes left from this meeting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would anyone like to?
Hello, someone may I? Madam, may I?
We can't hear you, Anjali, madam.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Who is speaking?
This is I need someone to I am completely sorry. I think my view.
Sorry to disturb you. We can't hear you, ma'am.
Yeah.
We can't hear you. We can't catch you well.
Yeah.
Please use the chat box.
Yeah.
Yes, over to Richard, sir.
I think that was Manisha, wasn't it? Manisha Vaidya. Yeah, we couldn't hear you, unfortunately,
There are
Manisha, but
more than
but
10
please.
person willing to talk with you right now.
Go ahead.
I would suggest them to use the chat box so that we can read here at this end. And I would share those messages with Richard, sir.
Yes, okay. Maybe I will have to leave in at the end of this session, Sujita, but I hope to join you again another time. Does anybody want to share a problem that you're having with your data and you're not sure how to go forward? Sujita told me that you've collected
Manisha
data.
was there, as well as Mahisha madam. She's also there. Sandhya ma'am, would you like to tell your challenges, any queries or problems?
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Hello.
I am Menti from Pune, Sandhya Kumbhar.
Hi.
Hello, sir.
बोला मैडम.
हाँ, आवाज येते मॅम?
Yes, please go ahead.
I am saying something about action research. At first, this action research is very difficult for me. But when I doing this research, I am going to the root of the problems. And Suchita ma'am give our very nice guidance. So I like this action research. I am giving my student very useful and various ideas. Improve the handwriting. My topic is handwriting, sir. So, skill my students very enjoy. My thinking going very deep. So I enjoy this action research, sir.
Great. So Sandhya,
thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sandhya. So what are you doing now that is different? What have you understood, and what are you doing now? Sandhya, what have you found out? What have you learned?
Sandhya ma'am, तुम्हाला
हा,
तुम्ही काय
yes,
शिकलात? हा, इंग्रजीमध्ये सांगा सरांना तुम्ही काय शिकलात. तुम्हाला हँडरायटिंग मध्ये नवीन काय तुम्ही आता ऍक्शन प्लॅन मध्ये नवीन काय घेतलंय?
I found, yes, sir. I found various apps, sir. Apps and various various activity to my student. Give me to my students.
Yes, very good. I'm very happy to hear that. Thanks for sharing, Sandhya. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I had recommended her few online resources, some videos. Prior she make her action plan statement, because there are various things to be considered before she actually design or execute her action plan. Because her learners are from first and second grade, and her mode of conducting this action research would be online. So it's too much difficult. It's not offline, not face to face. So it is very sensitive issue, I think, and the parents are also involved in this process somehow. And few other participants also have their action researches or action plans depending on the parents' involvement, including Vikram sir or few others. So their whole plan depends on parents. It's very interesting, though I insisted them not to include the parents because they are not the stakeholders and we can't compel them. But still, it's very interesting that Vikram Tekade sir had not only visited one village, he had visited 5 villages.
Is that Vikram?
Yes, Vikram sir, please share.
Yes, please share, Vikram. What have you done?
Yes, so very good evening to you and
Hello.
you all. Yes, thank you. Just add my most of the learners in my school, they can speak in English, but I have problem that they can speak in English in classroom with their teachers or with their colleagues, with their friends. But the problem is that they can't use that English at their home. They don't use English in their society, in their available surrounding. So I'm fully assured that all the students can speak English, but they are not using all the activities in the society.
Yeah.
So I think we should do something. Just we should chalk out the plan for exploratory action research for the parents. So
what are you going to do?
Something.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
What have you done?
Yeah. So what should be there? Teachers,
parents
are the not.
Vikram sir, what you found?
Yeah, I found that the most of the learners means near about 90% students who can speak in English, but they are not using English at their home in their available surrounding. So I'm trying to make some more activities for learners. I'm trying to chalk out the plan for the learners, providing activities and the events to the learners. And on the other hand, I'm trying to convince the parents to make them more aware how to drag the innate skills of their learners out.
Great.
So then the triangle will be complete, the teachers, students, and the parents.
Yes. Well, thank you, Vikram. I think parents are really important, aren't they, in the learning of their children. So that's really interesting, and I'm looking forward to hearing how it works. And I'm looking forward to meeting all of you again. I've really enjoyed listening to your experiences, and I wish you all the best. I'm going to say goodbye now, but I'll be with you again. Thank you for inviting me, Sujita and Manjush. Goodbye, everyone. Because I think this is going to. I'll leave you now.
Yes.
And you'll come back and be together with Sujita. Thank you, Sujita. Goodbye, everyone.
Yes. Thank you so much for being over here and sparing your valuable time, Richard sir. And
my pleasure.
Yes, this has motivated our participants, and I'm sure this EMAR would come out with flying colors.
Yeah.
Success.
So I'll see you again. Thank you. Goodbye.
Yes, sir.
Goodbye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
So we have less than 1 minute. Thank you all for joining us, and we can again join for this meeting using the same credentials. I request you की तुम्ही सगळेजण पुन्हा या मीटिंगला या. आपण 5 मिनिट या मीटिंगवरती बोलूयात. 5 ते 10 मिनिट आपण बोलूयात. आता इथून पुढे काय करणं अपेक्षित आहे? याच्याबद्दल आपण बोलूया. सो आताची ही मीटिंग मी आता इथे थांबवते आहे, पण त्याच क्रेडेन्शियलने आपण पुन्हा भेटू शकतो का हे बघा, कारण मी ती रिकरिंग मीटिंग केलेली आहे. माझा पहिलाच एक्सपिरियन्स आहे अशा प्रकारची रिकरिंग मीटिंग करण्याचा. सो आय होप इट वर्क्स. सो आय एंड दिस मीटिंग हिअर आणि आपण पुन्हा याच ठिकाणी भेटूयात लगेच.